Are we live? Are we live? Hopefully we are live. Hopefully you can see this live going through. Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you are a new viewer, make sure you like this live stream. Don't forget to click that thumbs up on the live stream. And don't forget to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. I see we've got no viewers at the moment, so I might check the stream and see if it's working. We'll have a look. Give me 2 seconds. Are we live? Is it working? Can anyone see if the live's working? Please let me know in the live chat. Yeah, I've got 2 viewers, so we'll see if it's actually working. Because I believe the other night I went live and I didn't see any comments. So hopefully you guys can see. So if anyone sees this live stream, please let me know in the chat. Yeah, let me know in the chat down below, guys. Make sure you like this live stream. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We'll talk about the Roosters game, give my thoughts on the Roosters game, and yeah. If you got a question or comment, feel free to send it through. All Things Bulldogs, g'day, mate. It's working. I'll watch the replay later. No worries. All Things Bulldogs, good to see you in the chat there. Hello to All Things Bulldogs. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so if you guys got any questions, comments, feel free to put them into the live chat. And hello to Sayal. Hello to Sayal. Apologies if I mispronounced that name. Hello to Sayal there in the chat. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, so actually, I'm actually going to wait for a few more viewers to join before I get into it. So we'll just wait for a second. We'll wait for a few more viewers to jump in. Wait for a few more comments because at the moment I'm seeing not many comments. So I just want to check to see it's all working. So I'll go onto YouTube and have a look now. Let's see if it's clear. So we've got 5 viewers now. So I think we are live. It's working all good. So I was just checking here to see if it's working pretty well. But yeah, we'll get into it. So Warriors Roosters, last Sunday, Mother's Day. Yeah, look, another really disappointing loss, let's be quite honest. The first 20 minutes we were outplayed by the Roosters. We were outplayed 22-0 early on. And, man, it was a real struggle. Obviously, we had a lot of changes to the team with Pompey coming into the centres as well. And we also had RTS out with an injury. Now he was out with a hammy injury. And, yeah, look, overall, started off pretty poorly. Gave the Roosters too many opportunities, which you can't do. 22-0 down to start the game. For a team like us that has been struggling over the past couple of weeks, especially when you're trying to get some confidence back. And to concede that start was just, ordinary. And it pretty much sums up how we're going at the moment and how we've been doing the season. We're far cry from that team that made the top 4 last year. And our execution, has been there all season. Giving the Roosters a number of opportunities, position, you're not going to be able to defend, your line. When you get those chances, give those chances to a team like the Roosters. And our defence has been poor, real poor. So, look, 22-0 down, it was a real struggle, as you would think that a game like this against a team that's fully strength like the Roosters. And, look, so difficult, wasn't it? So difficult, and we only got ourselves to blame, man. There's so many things that this team at the moment is not getting right. I don't know how to say this, but look, we've been very disappointing. And the mindset's definitely not there at the moment. It's definitely not there at the moment. So don't know what the issue is. Honestly, don't know what the issue is. But the first half was just a struggle in itself. Look, the Roosters probably could have scored a lot more points, to be quite honest. It could have been 50-0 the way things were going, but the Roosters, only the execution is the reason why we're lucky to be down, 22-0. The second half, we showed some fight. We showed some effort. It was good to see us score 3 tries in the second half. But look, the effort was there in the second half, no doubt about it, just to make more respect on the scoreline. 36-18 was the final score. So, 38-18 was the final score. Roosters scored 7 tries. And look, Dominic Young, Angus Crichton. Angus Crichton scored 2. Daniel Tupou, James Tedesco, and Sam Walker. And we had tries to Ed Cozy, Charles Nickel-Klugstad, and Adam Fanua-Blake. So those were our 3 tries. And, Sam Walker, 5 from 7 conversions, and Adam Pompey with 3 out of 3 conversions there. So, look, going into this game, it was probably the toughest task that the Warriors have had to face. This is probably the toughest period that Webby is under at the moment. The team's not entirely there confidence-wise. We saw in the post-game press conference that Webby was talking about how the confidence is quite down, and he was being a bit harsh on himself by saying that, he needs to get the boys to step up. So, look, I mean, I don't know where to go with, where we're going to go with this, because the last couple of weeks have been a struggle. We haven't won a game since the South Sydney game in round 4. So round 4 was the last time we won a game. We drawed against Manly, which we were lucky to get. And then we lost to the Titans, Knights, and the Dragons, and now the Roosters. So it's 4 straight losses. Real concern at the moment. We're not in the position where we want to be in, no doubt about it. And we're struggling. We're struggling for form. So, hello to Jason Reeder. Good luck for the rest of the season. Yeah, cheers, Jason. Congratulations to your Roosters. They were too good in the end. But, I honestly feel like at the moment there are just so many things with this team right now. Like, we could look at it from defence to attack, injuries. Now, injuries aren't an excuse, in my personal opinion. They are affecting the side, no doubt about it. But, the team at the moment can't just look at excuses and say we've got injuries. Every team has injuries at this point of the season. The Dolphins have had injuries. They're not even in. They're actually sitting in the top 8. So why are they doing so well? So, injuries don't help. Don't get me wrong, but we can't sit here and blame injuries. We can't sit here and blame refs. We can't, question. That's the only thing, Jacko is in the chat. Hello to Jacko. Hope you're doing well. Evening campers. Hope you're doing well. Jacko, good to see you in the chat. But, at the moment, if we're looking at this, I don't want to say this, but I've got to be completely honest and realistic. And some fans might think I'm going for a bit too early here, but I'm not. And it's 10 rounds in. 10 rounds isn't early. It isn't early. Now, I do feel right now, based on what I've seen, we're not a top 8 side. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope this comes back to bite me, proven wrong. I hope we have a good run to the end of the season. But at the moment, we ain't a top 8 side. And that's just me being completely honest. And it's what I see and how we're playing at the moment. And we're not playing, we're not playing to our potential. We're not playing to our potential. So right now, we aren't a top 8 side. And I hope I'm wrong. Really, I do hope I'm wrong. But based on what I've seen right now, we don't realistically look like a top 8 side. We look like a team that's just going to be challenging, for 10th or 11th right now. So, look, I don't want to sound like a negative side here, but that's what I think. That's personally what I think, and I'm sure there'll be some fans that actually agree with me on this one. But yeah, look, Trick's lineup just too good against an injury-depleted side. They put 60 on the Roosters and put 40 on the Broncos, and let's not read too much into it. Fair enough, Jacko, but it's not based on just that game. It's based on the last couple of weeks. This Roosters game was always going to be tough. I didn't expect us to win, to be quietly honest. I was hoping we'd win. I was hoping we'd see a bit of performance, but the Roosters, are a class team, no doubt about it, and they're showing why. They've shown why the past couple of weeks. There's a reason why I've tipped them to be near the top 4 at the start of the year, and I took them top 4 every season. So, I think this is probably the best we've seen the Roosters team play in a while. And they're showing it. They're definitely showing it. They're a classy team. You can't give them an opportunity and have a lead that's 22-0 like the Roosters and let them have that. You're not going to win a game from that position. You're not going to be competitive at least. So, Mel. Hello to Mel. We will come right. 10th is better than last year. Fair enough. I understand that. Jacko's saying, we can make the 8 likely to be in the late rounds. And the 5 games after via critical for running it, and we could have a few players back. Yeah, look, if we have a few players back, I think with the players we have, we should be able to maybe make a late run at it. But look, it's definitely possible. It's not out of the question because it's still early days in the season. So, but I'd be reacting to what I said at the moment. It's not great. We're not in great form. We're not great form at the moment. So, but to everyone who's just joined, if you haven't done so already, give the stream a like. If you haven't done so already, actually give this a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are a new viewer and haven't done so already. And I want to hear your thoughts, guys. I want to hear your opinions. Put them into the chat. So I'm not the only one sitting here mumbling on and on and on. So if you got any questions, comments, opinions, feel free to put them in the chat. How do you think the boys are going at the moment? It's a tough period, 4 losses in a row. I think it's definitely cohesion. It's not there on the field. You can clearly see that. And, as fans, of course, we're going to be wanting changes in that. But, look, I mean, I was crying out for changes last week against the Knights. But to be quite honest, if you put in so many changes, it's not going to really make much difference, is it? It's going to make the combinations, still, it's hard for the combinations to click when you're throwing a few changes. So, Montoya getting dropped last week, that was an interesting call. I know he hasn't been playing well this season, but he was playing New South Wales Cup on the weekend. There's a lot of people calling for Tane to come back into the side. I think Tane possibly come back into the team, but in the halves, I know there's so many people saying should give him a crack in the halves. He did play 5'8" for the Burleigh Bears before he played fullback, so maybe there's a chance there. So, what do you do? Sean Johnson, obviously, getting injured in that game. He's got a pec injury, so how long is he going to be out for? RTS is out for, probably a couple of weeks at least. Luke Metcalf, hopefully he's back real soon. It'd be great to have Luke Metcalf back into the team. I think since Luke Metcalf, since Luke Metcalf, was out, I think our attack, when he was out, it just turned to custard from there, I think. Personally, I think Luke Metcalf, for me, when you looked at the Warriors attack when he was playing, the Warriors attack was so much better. It was so much better. Tamari Martin's a good defensive player, but he needs to do a lot more in attack. And his kicking game's not great. That's my personal opinion on it. But, I think that, Sale was saying here, is Volkman's best sign anywhere would be worth bringing him back. Yeah, I think Volkman's still injured. I'm not too sure on that one, actually. I think he's actually unsigned from what I remember. So I think he's uncontracted at the moment. So, I mean, there's a possibility. Why not bring him back? But look, I don't know what the situation is with with Ronald Volkman. I mean, it would be nice to have him round about now because we've got, who we could bring in Ben Farr. Ben Farr could come in. You can play Dylan Walker there in the halves with Tamari Martin. You could throw in that as a combination. But I think Dylan Walker's better off the bench, personally. I mean, he's played a bit of 5'8" for us before, but I think he's better off the bench personally as a utility player or like in the forwards. But that's just that's what I reckon. But my halves at the moment, if Chanel was fit, I would have Chanel Harris-Tavita in the side. I would have Chanel Harris-Tavita in this team with Tamari Martin. That would be my halves at the moment. But I can see Tamari Martin and Dylan Walker being the halves this week. I can see it. But I personally would prefer to see maybe a Ben Farr if Chanel's not fit, or maybe put in a Tane to a Picky in the halves with Tamari Martin, I think, for me. But yeah, Mel's saying here, Jacko, to be honest, the boys just look gas with the energy from last season. Look like a completely different team. Absolutely, Mel, I do agree with you on that one. And, if you look at last season, and I hate to harp on about last season, but the team was a totally different team to that was last year to this year. Like the effort was always there, like every week, and I think that's what I think. Like I think it's down to confidence, really, down to confidence and lack of confidence at the moment. But it can all change. I feel like it can change. All it takes is one win and a good performance put together, and suddenly you can string a few wins together, and it can all change. So. Look, I'm not saying season over. I think it's a bit too far to say season over this early into the year. Some people are probably saying season over already, but I don't think it's season over. I think we can still make the top 8, but if I'm looking at it right now, probably not top 8 team at the moment. But if the next couple of weeks go well, then who knows? It could all change. It's a long season. It's 27 rounds, so we're in 10 rounds in now. So really, we just need to start stringing some performances together and maybe get a win or two before the bye. Which I think the biggest question mark is which game will our next win come in? And I think the next win probably would come against the Dolphins. And I don't think that'll be an easy game either. Like, no game's easy at the moment. Like, that's not a certainty, So, and Jacko is saying here, if Sean's out, bring Farr in for a game or two and give him experience. Yeah, I did suggest that. I put my predicted Warriors team up actually on Twitter, on X, on my Warriors NRFNX Twitter X account. I did do my predicted team, and I had Ben Farr in there if Chanel Harris-Tavita wasn't fit. So, yeah, I do see your suggestion there. If Sean Johnson's out, have Farr in for a game or two and give him experience. CHT will need game time or... yeah, I think so too. Yeah, you can't actually. I do feel like you probably can't put them in straight away, but I definitely think you're absolutely right there, Jacko. And Sale is saying here, need Wade Egan to build a kicking game, just to create some options. Yeah, it'd be nice to see if Wade Egan can, put in a kicking game. I absolutely agree with you on that one. It wouldn't be a bad thing, just add some few more options for the Warriors attack as well. So, yeah, and Wade's been good this season, no doubt about it. But it'll be nice to see that as well. I do agree with you on that one. Jacko's saying he's saying that for 2 years. Eagles' lack of parking game is a real worry for me. Fair enough. It is almost like they lack passion even when it makes no sense to being so close to grand final. I hope they make the 8 will give them a major boost. Yeah, I agree. And look, I feel like if we don't make the 8 this year, it's going to be a massive letdown. And, from going into the top 4 last year to not making the 8 this year, it would be a massive letdown because, there was so much hype going into this year and expectation. But if we don't make finals after having a good year last year, then, it's not a good season. In my opinion, I don't think it's a good season. I feel like it's a backward step. And I don't want to mention the Cowboys, but the Cowboys had a similar season a couple of years ago where they made the top 4, right? And the following season, they missed the 8 altogether. So we don't want to be in that position again. Now, I think the Eels also had a very good season a couple of years ago, and then they made the grand final, and then they missed the 8 altogether the following season. So, look, Cowboys aren't the only ones. But, the Eels also had a season like that too where they were on a high and then they missed the finals altogether. So, and look, a lot of us fans need to, forget about last season. Last season is in the past. We've got to stop thinking about it. It was great last year to have that year, but, we can't just rely on that last season just to give us hope. We need to, move on from it. But Jacko is saying here, last season we won a few games, could have won it this year. This year we have lost a few games. We should have won. The huge difference. Yeah, absolutely agree there, Jack. I do agree with you on that one, because last season, when you look at it, there were games where the Warriors, won, and they did, and then this year, there are games we should have won, but we didn't win this year. So, like Dragons, Knights, Titans. No disrespect to those teams, but those are games we should be winning. The Knights last week, we had our chances in that one, and we blew it, in the wet there. The Titans at home on Anzac Day, massive occasion, huge occasion. We should have won that. We didn't win it. It was a big occasion, and we didn't seem to be able to handle it. I feel like we didn't handle it. The Dragons away, we know our form at Wollongong's not the greatest against the Dragons. The Manly game, we drawed, we got away with it, so those are games where you're looking at the table at the end of the season, points that could come back to bite us, so I definitely agree on that one. But so everyone, make sure you like this live stream. Don't forget, make sure you click that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you're a new viewer and haven't done so already. Feel free to send in your questions and comments, and I'll answer them as honestly as I can. But like I said there, the Roosters just too good. I will say this though, there is one debatable decision against. There was quite a few in the game, but there was one in particular that I noted down for was the Luke Keary chicken wing tackle on Shaun Johnson. Now, before people come in and say that I'm having a moan or sook, that I'm blaming that call for the reason we lost. I'm not completely blaming that call. I just feel like that tackle on Shaun Johnson was a penalty, in my opinion. It's a sin bin. Luke Keary, I don't know how he's only going to get a fine for that. I thought the NRL would be a lot harsher. And then this is just me being honest. If you want consistency, that's not consistency at all. That's just ridiculous. And I don't know how he got away with it. I don't know how Luke Keary got away with that chicken wing tackle on Shaun Johnson. Really? I honestly don't. Yes, but quite ridiculous, isn't it? Quite ridiculous. Right. Why was that not a suspension worthy? Why is that, not a penalty worthy? Why is that not sin bin worthy? I don't understand it. I just don't get it. I don't. I really don't. But, we've got ourselves to blame. The Roosters were too good. Like I said, 38-18, and they deserved their win. And, this was a game going into it that I just didn't have a lot of expectation. And, it came through, the scoreline. But 38-18, we just weren't good enough. So is Luke Metcalf out for the season? When is Murata Niokore back? Luke Metcalf is out for, I think he's out for majority of the season. I'm not too sure. There's no deadline on date on when he's back. So I am not too sure when he'll be back. But it's hopeful he'll be back at the back end of the season. As for Murata Niokore, no real news on Murata Niokore. He's still sitting on the sideline. But it'll be nice to have him back. Yeah, it'll definitely be nice to have him back. When he's on the field, he always plays well. So, that's the thing, when he's on the field. But I'd hope he'd be back real soon, just looking at our injuries, our players out at the moment. So, Jacko's saying here Murata's back after the bye. Well, I haven't seen any information on that, but if that's the case, then that's good news, because it'd be good to have him back as well. So, Jacko said here, I don't think we've evolved or changed at all, and opponents have worked us out. This happened to the Cowboys with Payton. We just need to do it better. But Mick Murata and Metcalf out is huge. Yeah, I agree. If you watch if you sit down and watch the way if you look at it closely, in the way we attack and the way we defend, we are so predictable. I say the big word of predictable in attack, So, like, the opponents are sitting there and they're defending everything because they know what we're throwing at them. And what we're throwing at them is the same old game plan each week, and it's not working. And I'd like to see a bit more different variation of attack, like the way we attack. I would love to see something more different. Kicking game as well. Look, I mean, Sean's trying his hardest, but the same old kicking game is not working. The old usual stuff that we've been doing over the past couple of weeks. And defense, I don't know what's wrong with our defense. It's sort of started off well at the start of the season, and now it's sort of just not being at its greatest. So last year I think we were the third best defensive side in the comp, and that's why we finished in the top 4, right? So if you look at that, there's a reason, a catalyst for why we did so well in 2023. But yeah, Metcalf is around round 20. So yeah, round 20. So that's still quite a fair bit away. So yeah, hopefully we get some wins before those two are back. Hopefully, because once those two are back, we're going to be heavily reliant on once these players come back and try and pick up some form and get some wins at the back end of the season. And I think Origin period is also the time where the Warriors tend to get the wins, and I think that's what we'll be trying to do, is target that Origin period. Excuse me, but yeah, so it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's a real interesting one. I think these next couple of weeks are crucial. I think so, and I look at the Dolphins game as a game where we've got to tick off as a win before the bye. But yeah, well, I actually have a look at something here. Give me a sec. So I just want to look at the draw. So I want to look at the draw over the next couple of weeks, right? So, we'll go into Magic Round this week. So we go to Magic Round, right, Sunday, and I will be there. I'll be attending. So if anyone wants to come out and say hello, have a chat, have a catch up, I'll be there at Magic Round at the also at the Lord Alfred Hotel on the Sunday for the Warriors supporters meetup. The Warrior Nation is hosting, so shout out to the Warrior Nation. But yeah, that's Sunday. So the Panthers this week, right? Sunday we've got Magic Round, and then we got the Dolphins in round 12. We've got the buys. So we got the Cowboys afterwards in round 14 in Townsville. Then we had the Storm in Auckland, round 15. Followed by the Titans. There's a game I will be attending as well on the Gold Coast, round 16. Round 17 against the Broncos. It's at Mount Smart. And then we've got the Dogs at a course in Sydney in round 18 before another bye in round 19 for our second bye. So that's the draw. So if you look at those games coming up, the Titans away from home is a game where we could win. Now, the Titans have been doing a lot better lately. They just beat the Cowboys on the weekend. The Broncos will be tough, obviously, at home. The Dogs are an improving side. So, in Melbourne, obviously, we haven't been in Melbourne in ages. So, those games, when you look at it, are not easy games, and it's difficult as well. So, we have to see a win coming. Probably the Titans away from home, but that will be tricky. The Broncos at home will be tough as well, and then the Dogs. So, yeah, not easy fixtures coming up for the Warriors for sure. Richard's saying here, yeah, mate, we look very easy to predict even from the TV home team. I want to see more risk taking and variation to a game. Absolutely, Richard. Yeah, for sure. Especially where I love to see us, maybe throw some offloads. And I know offloading is not our game at all. We tend to be a team that don't like to offload the ball, and we see that saw that last year with the Warriors as well. So I'd like to see maybe a bit of offloads. Maybe throw something completely different to the opposition. So that's what I'd love to see personally. We need the bye badly and lift the rush run there, but next 2 games will be tough. They will be, Jacko. They will be, and Penrith and the Dolphins, an improving Dolphins team who have, really, gone under the radar so far this year. With the fact that the Dolphins have had injuries as well, they're a team that's been stacked with injuries. But when you got a coach like Wayne Bennett, and Wayne is one of the greatest coaches in the NRL era, and he's got them going well. So that won't be easy. They're getting players back as well. The Dolphins now, they've got Herbie back, and you'd think Hammer would be back for this game, and wouldn't be shocked if he was. So the Dolphins, that game against the Dolphins, would probably circle down as a game where we should win. We could win. But in saying that, the Dolphins won't be an easy opponent, So I don't know. It's a tough one to digest as a Warriors fan at the moment. Where it's all gone wrong. You can look at a lot of issues at the moment for us, but reality is we're not in great form. We're down confidence, and I think the bye might come at a good time. I think the bye would come at a good time just to start getting some confidence back, just to buy the rest, from all these injuries. But I don't honestly like to use injuries as an excuse. I'm not going to really, but they aren't really helping, are they? Not, so we just ain't good enough. We just ain't good enough. And teams at the moment, if you look at the ladder and who's playing well, the Roosters, the Sharks, even the Sharks, not the biggest fan of the Sharks, to be honest, but, you've got to give credit when credit's due. They beat Melbourne on the weekend down in Melbourne without Hines. And that was a huge win for the Cronulla Sharks. And they've actually shown in that game that they're a real contender, So, and they got the Roosters this week, and I think they've got Penrith coming up. So it's saying there that the Sharks would be a threat this season for sure, I think. But Jose, how's it going, Jose? Saying what's something like that? I'm not cut about the game as much as I thought it'd be. There were good things and bad things in the game. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough, Jose. Look, after that game, to be honest, I wasn't too frustrated. I was annoyed, don't get me wrong, with the score. I was annoyed by the way, the game went. But, going into that game, there was no expectations from me. So I wasn't too really frustrated. Obviously, was disappointed with the way we started the game down 22-0. You can't afford to be doing that in the NRL, especially when you're playing a team like the Roosters who are at full strength, and a good team like the Roosters. So, but yeah, look, the second half I think we showed some decent fight, but scoring those 3 tries and that, then the scoreline could have blown out even more. Could have got a lot worse. Reality is, the Roosters were just, too good, too strong, and they're showing why they're a top 4 side. They're really showing it. But Jacko is saying your Dolphins change things up all the time. You never hear Bennett talk about process play. Yeah, absolutely. And Bennett's not, he's not the most interesting coach in the world. Don't get me wrong. I personally think he's quite a boring coach, but that's just my opinion. But it works, it works. Teams he's coached have always had success under Wayne, and they've always done well. They've always been a finals team, a top 8 side or a top 4 side. And, a lot of people who respect what Wayne's done in the era over the years. So, that's the reason why he's got the Dolphins team doing really well at the moment. He really is. I think the Dolphins could definitely be a top 8 side. I think they can definitely be one. They're not even far from the top 4 when you think about it. So, I do necessarily agree with you on that one, Jacko. But Jeffrey, hello to Jeffrey. How are you, Jeffrey? Hope you're doing well yourself. I'm doing okay. Going to be an interesting week, isn't it? Going to be a real interesting week with Magic Round this weekend. I'll be there. I'll be attending. Going to be a massive event, huge occasion as well. So, yeah, really looking forward to that one. But we've got 9 viewers at the moment watching. Guys, if you are watching, make sure you like the live stream as well. Don't forget to please click that thumbs up button. If you're a new viewer to the channel, please make sure you don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing to the channel is absolutely free, and it all helps the channel as well. It's much appreciated as we try to get to 2,700 subscribers, and I'm trying to get to 3K by the end of the year. But yeah, if you've got any more questions or comments, feel free to do so, guys. Keep putting your questions and comments through. Any NRL related questions, even, it doesn't have to be Warriors related. If you got any other questions or want to hear my opinions, ask me anything in the YouTube chat there, and I'll answer them as honestly as I can. Feel free to do so. So, Jeffrey, always love your YouTube channel. Appreciate the support, Jeffrey. Really do appreciate that. Much appreciated as well. Actually, while I think about it, I might actually go through and give my team for the game this week. So I'll go through my Warriors team 1 to 17 bench, as I have done it. I've already done it on Twitter next, but I'll go through it. So fullback this week, I'm going to go with Chance Nicoll-Klokstad. So he's my fullback. Wing, I'm going to go Dylan Watini-Zalesniak. Centres, we'll go Rocco Berry and Adam Pompey, and we'll go with Ali Lautoa on the wing. So 5'8" will be Shinaris Davida. If he's fit, will be my 5'8", but if he's not, we'll go with Tane Tuapiki. Halfback, we'll go with actually, hang on. No, I got that wrong. I'll go to Murray Martin at 6, and 7 we'll go with Tane Tuapiki or Shinaris Davida. If Shinaris Davida's fit, I'll go with Shinaris Davida, but we'll go with Tane if he's not. Adam Fanua-Blake will be my prop. Hooker would be Wade Egan, and my other prop will go Bunty Afoa, second row, Jackson Ford. We'll go Barnett in the other second row, and then we'll go lock. We'll go with Harris, and then my bench will be Dylan Walker. We'll go. Where we go? I'm trying to remember who I went with here. So we'll go with Dylan Walker. 14. 15. We go with Jazz Tavanga. 16 we'll go Jacob Laban, and 17 we'll go with Zion Ma'u. So that would be my bench. That would be my bench personally. Jazz is saying here Bunty in the halves for shits and giggles, eh? That would be real funny. That would definitely be real funny. But yeah, so that's my team at the moment. As you can see, it's really hard to actually field a team because we've got so many players out. So difficult, real difficult. At the start of the year, I wouldn't have been concerned with the depth of the team, but now I am. It's crazy how things have changed. In the off season, I was like, we've got a strongest bit of depth at the club that we've ever had, but now we don't. That's just how crazy it is and how ridiculous it is. So, but that's my Warriors team that I would go for. But I think what Webby will do tomorrow in Teamless Tuesday is I think he will probably put Dylan Walker in the halves. I think this is what Webby would do. And I think he would play Dylan Walker in the halves with Tamari Martin. It's tough. It's tough. It's really tough. You can throw in changes, but the only probably change that we have to make is the halves, of course, with Sean. And Sean being out, no RTS, so that just is a massive blow, isn't it? It's a massive blow. And, some people are being hypercritical of RTS over the past couple of weeks and the season, but, how much blame can you put on RTS? How much blame can you put on Roger? I don't think you can put it all on Roger at all, to be honest. Honestly, could be a few surprises. We pick Hayes outside the top 30, going far could be a real chance. Yeah, definitely could be, Jacko, definitely. And then the New South Wales Cup team over the weekend got a win over the Roosters, I believe. And look, the game wasn't televised or streamed or anything, but apparently Ali Lautoa was really strong in the New South Wales Cup game. I think he apparently had a good performance here. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what Webby does, really. It'll be interesting to see what Webby does for Teamless Tuesday, Is he going to make any massive changes? Now, we know Webby's not a coach that makes a lot of changes. He always shows faith in the players, a lot of the players he selects. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Definitely interesting for sure. But yeah, well, who knows? Who knows what we're going to do? Who knows? Hello to York. How's it going, York? Hope you're doing well. Congratulations to your Roosters on the win there. York's a good Roosters supporter, I see there. So, yeah, congratulations to your Roosters. And he reckons the Warriors to beat Penrith. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But realistically, probably not. Yeah. Richard's saying I'm looking forward to seeing some surprises in the lineup just as long as we give it 100. Yeah, definitely. As long as we give an effort, we should be all right. I know Penrith are missing Cleary this week, which is a big out for them. But in saying that, look, the Roosters the Penrith Panthers, they could field anyone in that position, and they do the job, So, it's not that big of an out. Yes, he's their key player, but they can put in anyone, and they'll go strong, and that's Penrith for you, So that's the depth they got in their squad, and that's why they're one of the best teams, over the past couple of seasons. So it'll be tough. It'll be real tough. And, it's going to be a difficult game, and I'm going to go into that game just with no expectations and just, go out there and enjoy the occasion. So, enjoy Magic Round, and that's what I'm going for, and hang out with some of the other NRL content creators as well, and a shout out to them. So, yeah, looking forward to hang out with them as well, and going to the Warriors supporters meetup at the Lord Alfred Hotel on Sunday as well, which is always a big event, and it's always a good event as well in itself. So for those of you who are heading along, make sure you do head along. It's always a good event, Magic Round, and yeah, it's always great going to the Lord Alfred Hotel and with the fans as well. So Jose is saying here, what did you think of Cozy? Look, Jose, look, I am a massive fan of Cozy. I really do like him as a player. To be quite honest, I felt it was just one of those games where, first game, get back into the side, and it was probably not the greatest game, let's be quite honest. He had his moments, but yeah, look, love him. I really do love him. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think he was that all great, And maybe when you think about it, as Montoya, I know Montoya's not been great either this season. And I'm probably the one to put my hand up and say he should be dropped and all that. But I don't know. Was it really worth dropping him? I'm not too sure. I'm not. I don't know. I don't personally know whether that was the right thing to do. It'll be interesting to see if he's named tomorrow. It really will be, or is he going to play cup side? If Sean Johnson plays, we have no long kicking out because Banks is back for. We'll have it. Yeah, I think so too, Jacko. Let's be quite honest. It's regardless if we got Sean in or whether we got Sean playing or if he's not playing, it's going to be a tall order, is it? It's just going to be a tall order for sure. And I don't want to sound negative and defeatist, and people might say that's not backing the team in and you're being so negative and all, but look realistically, it's Penrith and it's at Suncorp, and I think it's going to be real tough. It's going to be real tough. I just hope we can give it a red hot crack and be competitive. That's what I'm only hoping, I guess, So hopefully, they prove me wrong. I mean, I love to be proven wrong. I'd love to see us go out there and get a win in Magic Round against Penrith. But to be honest, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough for us, is it? For sure. You got Penrith side at the moment. You look at Fisher Harris. You look at Edwards, who's absolutely killing it, man. Dylan Edwards is leading the Dally M voting. He should be in that New South Wales team. If he's not on that New South Wales team, I'll be completely surprised. I'd be completely shocked. I know New South Wales are having so many injuries at the moment. Queensland are also having some injuries. So, yeah, man, a lot of players injured this season, and I don't know what the go is. It's crazy the amount of star players and key players. Moses, Cleary, RTS, man. Look, to name a few, that's abundance of it. And then you got Hines as well. He's injured. So, yeah, the NRL this year has probably been filled with injuries. Is what I can say. It's crazy in itself. Cozy has been averaging cup. Jacko's saying here, I was surprised he got a shout. It might be better in the back row long term. Yeah, I don't know. Like, to be honest, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about that one. Yorker's saying here, are you going to see content creators? Yes, I will be. I will be seeing a couple of content creators for sure. I'll be catching up with Nick Proenzo. I think Cody. Cody's Footy World as well. Quite a few others, probably as well. So yeah. Yorker's saying Hines will return. Yeah, he will. Oh, we got a troll in the chat. Look, I'm not even going to bother because I know who that is. I think I know who that is, and it's a fake troll, and I will not be interacting with it. So, goodbye, troll, ban. And I don't know why I put that comment on the chat, so just ignore that, guys. Ignore that. I know who that is, and I'm not going to, react to it. So I'll just delete it and block him. So he's gone now. So there we go. He's gone. All right. So bloody typical, bloody typical. Real typical. Yeah, I don't know, Richard. I don't know what that was all about. I honestly don't know, but I honestly don't care. You can come in the chat if you want and be an idiot, so I'm not going to bother. I just want to come on and have a chat with you guys and talk about what's happened. But guys, I think that might wrap it up, actually. Yeah, I think that might wrap it up. Jose is saying here, actually, we'll get to this comment because I think that this is a good one. What was the thinking behind starting Lussick and Egan coming off the bench? I honestly don't understand that one. I don't understand it, Jose. I really don't. Why did we drop Egan to the bench? The selections at the moment for me are really doing my head in. Like, the last couple of weeks, like the bench as well. What's going on with the bench? 1 week is Pompey in the 17. He's even in the reserves. He's I don't understand it. I don't honestly understand it, to be honest. But yeah, like, oh great, here we go. Fucking here we go again. Here we go again. The trolls are out again. Yeah, well, okay, I'm just going to continue to read the other chat and ignore it because I don't honestly know why there's so many people, so many trolls in this. Yep, continue to spam. I do not give a shit, to be honest. I do not care, right? Okay, so York is saying, when is Luke Metcalf returning? Well, apparently he's returning in round 20, I believe. So, yeah, round 20. Oh, well. Egan has looked gas, so Lussick likely brought in to take the heat early, but it didn't really work well. Yeah, it absolutely didn't work well. It was brought. I think that's the reason why he was brought in because they wanted to try something different, and it wasn't clearly working. So Egan has to start every week. You can't demote Egan to the bench. That's what I think personally. But Yeah, it must be lonely doing shit. Yeah, that's the people in the chat, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Like, these people don't give a I think the real person behind it, and I know who's behind that account. I really do. So do what you want. I do not give a shit. I do not give a shit. Honestly, you can continue to do what you want, and it's not going to bother me. Like, hello, you're trying to get a reaction here. You're trying to get a reaction, and you're not going to get one. So, wow, real interesting. Real interesting. But yeah, whatever. Continue. Just whatever floats your boat. You can just do what you want. Really. Exactly, Mel. Exactly. And we know who it is. Oh wow, you're calling me a clown, are you? Wow, good on you. You're the one in the chat giving the interactions. Honestly, this is just, my God. I can't believe people will go to this level just to have no life, really. You'd have no life to just come in here and, troll this chat like you think you're funny, or I honestly think you have no life. So, yeah, continue on, continue on. Keep doing it, because I don't honestly give a crap, so. Wow, you're really spamming the chat. Wow, good on you. Honestly, good on you. I mean, keep doing it. You're interacting with the channel. So it doesn't really bother me. We know who it is. I know who it is, and I know who it is. So I'm not going to just, wow, you're calling me that. Wow, good one, man, good one. Thank you, Jose. I appreciate the support. I appreciate it really much. I bet you it's probably one of those Roosters supporters that were salty because I said that call was, not a, should have been a penalty and that. So I know who it is. But, Richard's saying here, yeah, Ivan Cleave's the man, even though we're up against this awesome side. Yeah, absolutely. I have nothing against Penrith whatsoever. They're a great team, champion side. And obviously, the Cleary still have a soft spot for the Warriors as well. So, nothing but high praise of Ivan Cleary as a coach and a great coach in itself. But anyways, I think I'm going to wrap this up because this guy is just carrying on like a lunatic in the chat, and he's trying to ruin the stream. It's not working, so keep doing it. You're not ruining everything, and you're not winning. So, you think you're winning, but it's not working. You're interacting thinking that, it's really going to affect me. It's not, So, yeah, I think we'll wrap it up, guys. Wrap up the stream. But yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely, Jackie. He definitely is. Apologies, guys. Apologies. I'm just trying to, ignore what's been said in this chat at the moment. So, apologies if I have a long pause, but reading these comments, you're really interacting with the channel. So whatever you're doing, and you think it's funny and it's working, well, it's not. I've got news for you. It's not. You're giving an interaction to the channel by watching. So thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I really do. I do appreciate the comments in the live chat. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Keep going. You're not. Yeah. Keep going. I do not care. Honestly, I do not care. Like, cheers for next. Always fun. Yeah, I'm gonna just hop off now because it's actually getting ridiculous. The amount of, people that think they, are funny. Really, they think they're funny by doing, by just spamming the chat, and making fake accounts. And I don't honestly care because I've had this before. I've had it in the past, and I'm not interacting. I'm not affected. It doesn't worry me anymore. I've had it before in the past, and it won't affect me. So, you're here watching. and you think that's all we can do, you know. So quality and yes, appreciate it, really appreciate it. But guys, I think that's it. I'm gonna head off. It's getting ridiculous. The boys, you know, we need to continue supporting this team. Win, lose or draw, get behind us. You know, look, the tide will turn, form will turn. You know, we've just got to stick solid with us. Win, lose or draw, Warriors forever. Warriors, up the Wars. You know, I think we can turn it around. We can definitely turn it around. You know, it's a long season. It's a long year. Yes, we're not playing at our potential. We're not. I'm not going to lie. You know, we want to be where we need to be, and that's, you know, sitting in that top 8 at the moment. We're not. But we can turn this around. Like, I really do feel like we can be back up there again real soon. You know, we've just got to sort out some things with the squad at the moment, you know, and we'll be there. We'll be there. You know, we're going to just remain positive, Warriors fans. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. You know, we can still challenge for finals. We can still challenge for finals. So thanks everyone for watching. Up the Wars, go the Warriors, and appreciate all the support. You know, I really do. And yeah, we'll see you guys all later. Have a good one. Up the Wars, and you know, we can turn it around. We definitely can turn it around, but it's going to have to happen real soon, guys. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Up the Wars.